I'm Rebecca Sooksom, and I'm here from John Calvin Christian Reformed Church in Truro, Nova Scotia. I was interested in learning more about Indigenous reconciliation through the lens of the church, and more about the harms that the church had done, and meeting people from different churches who were also on this journey and hearing their perspectives. And it was really interesting that way. I did an online version, so there's people from all across Eastern Canada who were participating. I learned a lot about the doctrine of discovery and some of the spiritual harm that's been perpetrated against Indigenous Canadians by the church and in the name of the church. So it was really interesting, especially to hear first voice perspectives from people like Shannon Perez and Harold Roche, who are Indigenous Canadians who are part of the CRC, and shared their perspectives. And it was also great to see their commitment to continuing to work with churches like the CRC to share their viewpoints and experiences and help guide those of us who aren't Indigenous on a pathway to reconciliation. So as part of my work, I do sometimes have the privilege of working with Mi'kmaq organizations, and so Hearts Exchange has been a part of my own learning and relearning journey, and it's been a piece of informing how I can better engage in a respectful way with Mi'kmaq organizations, and how to set aside what might be my own agenda or even the agenda of the organization that I work with and for, and being open to the needs and expectations and desires of Mi'kmaq communities and organizations, and having that as a starting point. I think that everyone in the CRC should consider taking Hearts Exchange. I think that this issue of Indigenous reconciliation is one that ought to matter to all of us as Christians, as we learn more about the harms that have been done in Jesus' name to our brothers and sisters in the First Nations community. I think that we need to recognize this and own it to a certain extent. It may not have been Christian Reformed churches that were running residential schools, but this harm was being done in Jesus' name, and that impacts us too.